Hello and welcome back to Rock Cycle. I hope you're having a good day. Today we are doing a bit of a Trisha Paytas style video, I guess, where I am sitting on the floor, and please don't ask me why I know what a Trisha Paytas style video is. Anyway, that's because I'm currently away from home, but because I'm really excited about this album, I wanted to talk about it now, so I'm going to have to do it on a bit of an improvised setup, and I'm not going to be able to edit it, so hopefully I don't make too many mistakes. But anyway, we're talking about BIFFY CLYRO's 9th studio album, and that is A Celebration of Endings. Now, this is kind of the band's first proper album since 2016, depending whether you want to count Balance and Symmetry or not. Some people do count that as an album, some people don't, because it was more of a cinematic album. So this is kind of really their follow-up to Ellipsis, I guess people will say. And this album does certainly show a lot more of the experimental side of BIFFY CLYRO that we did get on Ellipsis, but we still do really get that explosive Scottish rock that really established the band and became their signature sound. A few people were a bit scared when you heard the singles like Instant History that this song was going to be, well, this whole album was just going to be a sort of a cheesy chart-grabbing hit album. But no, we do see there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of original BIFFY CLYRO styling still gone into this album. You get a lot of very raw and very passionate music in this. I think that's why BIFFY CLYRO works so well, sort of the raw feeling to it. You can really tell the passion, the energy and the emotions coming through from it, and I think that's really well showcased throughout this album. So it is a bit of a move away from the Radio 1 friendly pop rock hits they got they were both criticised and praised for. I personally like them as well as their old music, but I do understand fully why some people didn't like them. But we do get a lot more on this album as a whole. There's so much variety on it. I think this is probably the most variety we've had within one BIFFY CLYRO album. We sort of get those beautiful slow ballad songs like Space, which is a real tearjerker, reminds me of many of Horror. It's a really good, it really well shows the emotional side of BIFFY CLYRO. Like when they want to do an emotional song, they will do an emotional song very well, and this song really takes you on a journey. I personally enjoyed BIFFY CLYRO when they stepped out of their comfort zone on songs like Instant History. I think those electronic elements really fused well with BIFFY CLYRO's raw sound and really helped to add a more fun and vibrant energy. It sort of gave a bit more of a rave and a light-hearted feel to the song rather than some of the more darker and aggressive songs. But again, when that was so different from what BIFFY CLYRO is known as, I can see why it is polarising, and some people love it, some people hate it, and I think that's fair enough because it's very different from what you know from BIFFY CLYRO. We also get songs that like Cop Syrup, which I think really do showcase that it's straight up classic rock sound in some parts. It's borderline metal, a very angsty metal. You kind of get the, reminds me sort of 2000 or early 2000s angsty teen metal with screaming fuck everybody. You can really just easily imagine yourself singing along to that when you've had a shitty day. You're just in one of those moods and you just want to go fuck everyone. That's the perfect song for that. But then it kind of somehow smoothly transitions into this sort of gothic guitar rock melodies which are very soothing and work really well. So BIFFY CLYRO have really been on a long journey throughout their entire career, from their aggressive Scottish hard rock to their melodic radio friendly hits, and I think this album really showcases everything they can do. It gets elements and stylings from all the different albums, all the different styles they've done over their career, puts them together in one cohesive piece, and it just goes so well together naturally. It just all comes together. Not many other bands could put out an album with these many different stylings, going from soft, gentle pop rock to hard and aggressive borderline metal, and make it all fit together coherently, and I think that's very well done on this album. And really, whatever the style of music BIFFY CLYRO's done on this album throughout, it really has a charismatic feel to it. It's got that arena-filling aura that the band just always manages to capture throughout their music, every stage of their career. There's really strong riffs, almost a chaotic punk wild energy, and those charismatic vocals that just hook you in, make you want to sing along, and you just find yourself screaming along to it after only a couple of listens, as well, with a very few hooks and bridges in the song that really help hype up the energy and drive the songs forward. It's got a good amount of energy to it, which is something I really like. So that's all making me really miss live music at the moment, because of the amount of energy and passion in this album. It's something that you want to jump up and down to when you're listening to. As well as the music on this album, we also got quite a few interesting things lyrically on this album. I do think it's one of their deepest and arguably strongest albums lyrically. We explore quite a few heavy themes, from personal issues on it to some things about society as a whole and issues with racism and things like that. And it deals with them in a much more coherent and on-the-nose way compared to some of their more vague and out there nonsense styling lyrics that sort of dominated the early half of their career. So I do think it makes one of their strongest lyrical albums, which I know is a big factor for some people and not others. So I do quite like that. So overall, this really is a really ram-packed album. There's not a single filler song on it. Every single song has a purpose. It delivers on it. It does something unique. It stands out on its own right, and every song is great. There's not a single, I wouldn't even say there's a single mediocre song on this album. It truly is a great album. Every song on it is great. So overall, I'm going to give this album 4.5 stars out of 5. It is a truly great album. It's probably maybe my favourite album of the year so far. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be saying it's one of their favourite albums of the year. So I think it's really great. I just kind of wish there's a few more amazing songs. There's a lot of very good songs, but I kind of wish maybe a couple more absolutely amazing ones to make this a full 5-star album for me. So yeah, so this has been a bit of a quicker review today. Hopefully this has all come out well in one take, because I am away from home. I'm very busy at the moment and I'm working on a big video. It's going to be out in a couple of days. Maybe subscribe to see that. So if you sat through this far, thank you for bearing with me. I know this hasn't been the highest of quality of videos. So anyway, like, comment, let me know what you're going to think of this album. I'll be very interested to see. Any support on this video would be really appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.